How does a question level analysis fit with the draft Ofsted Inspection Framework, which will be in use from September 2019 onwards? Well, the draft Ofsted Inspection Handbook says that when used efficiently, assessment helps pupils to embed knowledge and assists teachers in producing clear new next steps for pupils. And inspectors will therefore evaluate how assessment is used in the school to support the teaching of the framework. So therefore, whatever assessment you use has to start with taking an overall view, for instance how many pupils passed or nearly passed, but also looking at important topic strands, seeing how the school is doing and producing clear next steps for pupils. Were there questions that your pupils didn't attempt? Was this significantly higher than the national average? Was this due to deficiencies in exam technique? Or does this illustrate gaps in pupils' knowledge? The report of the Teacher Workload Advisory Group Making Data Work recommends that school leaders should not have more than 2 or 3 data collection points a year, and that these should be used to inform clear actions. Therefore, whatever assessments you use must be effective. It must be capable of giving you clear actions through multiple analyses. For example, looking at individual topics, individual questions, cohort types and individual pupils, and seeing how they are progressing compared with their national averages for the Key Stage 1 prior attainment. Based on paragraph 173, however many collection points you're using, you should have a clear reasoning for what interpretations and actions you're going to use. You should have the time that is needed to set assessments, collate, analyse and interpret the data, and then act on the findings. Interpreting the data need not be done by the school alone. You can get outside assistance from third parties, such as ourselves. You might find that on analysis there is 1, 2, 3 particular questions which are a problem to your pupils, and it could be a sort of technique that your pupils need. This analysis can be used to improve your curriculum for the benefit of your pupils. It might also show areas where your pupils are doing better than the national average, perhaps in areas which could be extended for your most able pupils, or perhaps allowing time to be diverted onto other topics. If you're doing assessment, then inspectors will ask at your next inspection what you are drawing from your data and how this informs your curriculum and teaching. Now you need to look more than just at your school overall or at the overall score per pupil. For example, maybe when you have a look at your goals, you'll find that certain questions are a problem. Your goals are significantly below the national average, and you can compare that with your boys for the same question. There may be more than one way of seeing this. For example, using RAG rating charts, you can compare the colours of results for one question compared to another, and for one cohort to another. The percentage of questions not attempted, when compared to the national average, might also indicate improvements for your curriculum. Amanda Spielman, in her speech of the 16th of March to the 2019 ASCL annual conference, said that what inspectors may be looking for if your previous results were disappointing were your actions. They would be looking to see how you've started to make your curriculum more coherent, how you're increasing your teacher's subject knowledge, and how you are assessing and refining your curriculum and teaching as you go. You'll therefore need to have a look at the outcomes in your assessments, looking at where your school needs attention, like measurement or ratio and proportion, and how this can be impacted into future lessons. However, you should also bear in mind the requirements of the SATs and the weighting of the topics to ensure that your teaching is effective and not leading to huge improvements in an area which has a low level of importance in the assessment. How will inspectors rate your school? What will they take into account of? Well, one area in the quality of education is that in outstanding schools, pupils consistently achieve highly, particularly the most disadvantaged, whereas in inadequate schools, the progress that disadvantaged pupils make is consistently well below that of other pupils nationally and shows little or no improvement. Therefore, you'd need an analysis that just doesn't look solely at boys and girls, but also your disadvantaged pupils. For example, how did your disadvantaged pupils' results compared with their scaled scores had they got neutral progress? But you don't want that just for disadvantaged pupils. What about your low, middle and high priority attainers? Pupils who have come to your school recently, or those who have been there for several years, and pupils with SEN or who have English as an additional language. According to the Ofsted Inspection Handbook, schools which are good or outstanding implement the results well. Teachers and leaders help pupils embed and use knowledge fluently, or check understanding and inform teaching. So you might look at individual pupils and see how they're doing. For instance, Jane might be doing 12% better than the national average for punctuation, but 13% worse for grammatical terms and word classes. With that knowledge, you might want to investigate why that is the case. Ofsted will be looking at your intent, your implementation and your impact. So for instance, the school's curriculum is coherently planned and sequenced. Implementation, the work given to pupils is demanding and matches the aims of the curriculum in being coherently planned. So it should be backed up, your curriculum, with the occasional assessment. And impact, pupils develop detailed knowledge and skills across the curriculum and as a result achieve well. And for this, you should have a look at your school as a whole, for various cohorts and for individual topic strands and questions to see what could be improved and how your curriculum could be developed. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. If you want the top 10 tips in choosing a good question level analysis, please come to our website daisy.education. And don't forget, you can do a question level analysis of your pupils who have recently done their SATs, of your current Year 5 pupils later on in the summer term, and of your current 6 pupils in the autumn and spring term. And you can use the 2016, 17, 18 or 2019 mock papers. If you need any assistance in this, or want to know how we can help reduce your teacher's workload by doing the analysis for you, please contact us with using the links on the screen. Thank you very much, and we look forward to helping you further.